What's going on, friends? Hope you're having a great weekend. Another Final Four is in the books. First game, great game. Second game was, of course, unless you're a UConn fan, then you loved it. But I was kind of hoping those two games would kind of be like, the football games, semifinals. Both of those were great games. But hey, we got one good game. We got one that Miami kind of made it interesting there for a little bit, but just didn't happen for them. Anyway, before we get to it, we're going to get to some news. Quite a few news items today. Before we start, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. So let's get down to it. San Diego State and UConn for the national championship tomorrow night. I honestly don't know who to choose in this game. Both of them are great seasons. UConn's got a great defense. Actually, I don't care who wins. I just hope it's a great game and not a blowout. Just like I think a lot of us want to see good games and not blowouts. Hopefully, it'll be that. Today, women's national championship game, LSU versus Iowa, 2:30 today Central Time. I think it's on ABC if I remember right. Providence guard Alan Breed has been suspended indefinitely from the team after he was charged by police. Police didn't state what exactly the crimes were, but they did say they include multiple firearm and domestic charges. Man, don't know what's going on there, but anyway, yeah. Providence guard Alan Breed suspended for all that. Just don't get these people sometimes in the world why they do the things they do. Houston guard Jamon Mark plans to enter transfer portal while also declaring for the NBA draft. Started all 37 games for the Cougars. He averaged about 10 points a game for them. Kentucky guard Carson Wallace, he declares for the NBA draft. A couple football items here. UCLA, they hired ex-Navy coach Ken, I can never say Ken's name, Ken Niumatalolo. Remember him? He was a coach at Navy for a while. I think he's the most successful coach at Navy also. But after they lost the Army, basically they went to his locker and fired him. Anyway, UCLA hired him as a director of leadership. So that's pretty cool. See what he can do there. Kansas football, hiring Sean Snyder as special assistant to the head coach, Lance Leopold. Kansas had a pretty good football season this year. In case you're wondering, Sean Snyder, yes, he is the son of K-State head coach Bill Snyder, which he coached under and did other things for him while his father was coach at Kansas's rival, Kansas State. So that's pretty interesting. It's about time. 20 years after firing Frank Solich, Nebraska will honor him at their spring game. He was a fullback from Nebraska back in the 60s. He was an assistant under Tom Osborne for about 2 decades. Then when Osborne retired, he took over. He was there 6 years as head coach, won 75% of his games, 58-19 record. Big 12 champs, played in the 2001 national championship game. I have a feeling that after all that success Nebraska had under Tom Osborne, remember those days when Nebraska, especially back in the 90s, they would beat people 70-0 and all that kind of stuff. I think the 6 years afterwards with Tom Solich, they were like, hey, what's wrong with our team? Not as good as they used to be. Well, things are different. Things change. Never understood why they fired him. And since then, look what they did. They brought in Bill Callahan after that, I think it was, and he wasn't very good. A couple other coaches. Who was it? One of them took them to the Big 12 championship game. The name slipped my mind now. He's at LSU and other things. But anyway, finally, they're going to honor him. And Trev Alberts, credit to him, AD there in Nebraska, for getting this going with Tom Osborne's backing. I think a lot of college football fans thought that firing was just probably one of the dumbest things you've ever seen. Probably a lot of Nebraska fans, too, later down through the years. when they saw how Nebraska, how low they sunk. I always thought they should have stuck with Frank Solich, but hey, he went on to the University of Ohio. Had some good years there with the Bobcats, kind of brought that program back up. So, yeah, congratulations to you, Frank. Finally getting recognition for what you did there at Nebraska. Should be an interesting spring game for them. Michigan had their spring game yesterday, Blue Maize game. Watched a little bit of it. I forget who actually won that one, but anyway, Bo Pelini, that's the Nebraska coach. That's the one that got him to a Big 12 championship game, and they got rid of him too. So now I finally remember that. All right, Final Four. Yesterday, like we said, the first game, damn good game. Second game was, but still entertaining. San Diego State beat Florida Atlantic 72-71 on a buzzer beater. Hate to see it in that way for Florida Atlantic. They've had such a great season, but for a basketball fan, that was just a great ending to a great game. Unless you're a Florida Atlantic fan. San Diego State's Bradley, 21 points, 6 rebounds. He had 4 3-pointers in this game. Ledee came off the bench, scored 12. He had 6 rebounds. Butler, 9 points in this game, including the winning buzzer beater at the end. San Diego State, 25 for 57 from the field. They made 9 3-pointers in this game. 12 for 22 from the free throw line. They had 35 rebounds, 8 turnovers. They're actually down by 14 at one point in that game. Florida Atlantic's Martin, 26 points, 7 rebounds. He hit 3 3-pointers. Boyd, 12 points, 3 rebounds. He hit 4 3-pointers in that game. Davis had 8 points. Florida Atlantic, 23 for 52 from the field. They hit 9 3-pointers in this one. 16 for 21 from the free throw line. 34 rebounds, 10 turnovers in this one. San Diego State, all year long, they've had this great defense. Kind of got shut down by Florida Atlantic until midway through the second. Then it kind of woke up and put the brakes on what Florida Atlantic was doing. I, like a lot of people, those last 36 seconds, couldn't believe San Diego State didn't call a timeout. I was like, what are y'all doing? And I think it finally rolled down to 17 seconds. And then a timeout was called. I was like, what the hell's going on? What are you doing? You trying to lose? And then, before we knew it, San Diego State's hitting the game winner at the buzzer, and it worked out for them. But even after all that happened, this whole game was happening, I still would have called timeout. I don't know. He said that at the end of the game that he didn't have any more plays, so he didn't call timeout. Whether he was joking or not, who knows? He may have had some other scheme up his sleeve that he doesn't want to give away. But anyway, worked out for him, 1 by 1 on the buzzer beater. Great game. Second game, all right. UConn beats Miami 72-59. San Diego, 21 points, 10 rebounds for UConn. He hit 2 3-pointers in less than a minute in this game. Hawkins, 13 points. He had 3 3-pointers. Carbon, 8 points, 9 rebounds. UConn, 28 for 57 from the field. They hit 9 3-pointers in this game. 7 for 13 from the free throw line. 41 rebounds is what they collected. They had 15 turnovers, though. So they actually led by 20 at one point. Miami kind of wiggled it down to just under double digits, but never really could make a threat to UConn. Miami, Wong, 15 points. Miller's 11 points, 10 rebounds. Pack and Omier, 8 points each for the Hurricanes. Miami, 20 for 62 from the field. They hit 7 3-pointers. 12 for 12 from the free throw line, so there's some good news. Grabbed 32 rebounds. They have 9 turnovers. UConn dominated this game from the start. Hit 3 pointers to start the game, 3 in a row. Never trailed Miami. Their offense and defense were both out of sync the entire game. The Hurricanes just, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if they expected to win because they've had such a great season. I don't know. Press clippings went to their heads. Who knows? But anyway, San Diego State, UConn for the national championship tomorrow night. That'll be a pretty good game. All right, like I said, Thursday, we're going to just start getting into baseball and softball. Going to go ahead and go over some scores that happened yesterday. Some of these games, some of the series haven't been decided yet. That'll be today. But anyway, there we go. Number 16 yesterday now. Baseball, number 16, Florida Gulf Coast beat Jacksonville 14-4. Number 23, Miami beat Florida State 3-2. Number 2, Wake Forest beat Clemson 6-5. Number 18, Kentucky beat Missouri 10-0. Number 20, UConn beat UMBC 11-2. Number 15, Campbell beat Charleston Southern 8-6. Number 14, Boston College beat Georgia Tech 3-1. Number 22, Texas Tech lost to TCU 10-7. Number 9, South Carolina beat Mississippi State 14-5. Crazy not seeing Mississippi State ranked. They've always had a damn good baseball team. But getting beat 14-5 yesterday might show you why they're not ranked this year. Number 4, Vanderbilt beat Georgia 16-8. Number 6, Arkansas beat Alabama 9-6. Number 25, Iowa lost to Maryland 7-4. Number 7, Stanford lost to Oklahoma 6-5. Number 24, West Virginia lost to Kansas State 7-1. Number 19, Coastal Carolina beat Georgia State 10-8. Number 11, Louisville lost to North Carolina State 10-0. North Carolina State, they've also had a decent baseball team in the last several years. Wonder why they're not ranked. Number 3, Florida beat Auburn 12-5. Number 5, Virginia lost to Virginia Tech 12-10. I believe they're playing another game right now. I think I saw that on the guide. Number 8, East Carolina beat Houston 5-4. Number 10, Tennessee beats number 1, LSU 14-7. I think LSU already won the series, though. I think they played Thursday, Friday, Saturday. May want to check that, but I think LSU already won the series, even though they got hammered yesterday. Number 17, Oklahoma State beat number 21, Texas 4-1. Number 12, UCLA versus Washington State postponed for some reason. Heading over to softball yesterday. Number 7, Florida State beat Georgia Tech 8-0. Number 25, Louisiana beat James Madison 9-2. Number 2, Oklahoma State beat Incarnate Word 11-0. They won the second game against Incarnate Word 10-0. Number 19, Utah lost to Cal 5-1. Then beat number 6, Stanford 2-1. Number 22, Baylor beat Kansas 3-1. Baylor played them again another game. They won 4-0. Number 23, Auburn lost to Ole Miss 4-1. Number 11, Arkansas beat Mississippi State 11-0. Number 20, Northwestern beat Iowa 8-3. Number 24, Arizona beat San Diego 10-0. Then beat Georgetown 12-4. Number 13, Florida beat South Carolina 8-1. Number 18, Oregon beat Oregon State 10-4. Came back and won that second game against Oregon State 2-0. Number 12, LSU beat Louisiana Tech 6-2. Number 13, Alabama beat Missouri 4-0. Going back real here, Alabama's number 13, Arizona number 24, and then Florida. It's crazy not seeing those teams in the top 5 in softball because they dominate every year. Of course, Oklahoma's number 1. They beat number 8, Texas 4-3. Number 9, Washington lost to Arizona State 3-1. Number 21, Texas A&M beat number 3, Tennessee 3-1. I saw that one, and A&M almost lost that game because the pitcher, the top of the 7th, she let the bases get loaded, and they finally had to pull her and put one in who struck a bunch of Tennessee batters out and saved the game for him. Number 13, Duke beat number 16, Va-Tech 7-1. And then number 10, Georgia beat beat Kentucky. Georgia beat Kentucky 9-5. Get my words dribbled there. So that's it. Women's championship game today, LSU, Iowa. Ought to be a pretty good one. Baseball and softball on today too. Tomorrow night, national championship game to end the basketball season. And then we're diving straight into baseball and softball. We'll do a review this week, probably Friday. Do it Friday because I'll be working Monday through Thursday this week. So Friday we'll do a review of the national championship game, what's going on in baseball and softball, all that good stuff. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay busy this week so the weekend gets here fast. Some of you may have a 3-day weekend coming up. I do, with the Easter holiday. So be safe. Have fun. Stay busy so the week goes by fast. We'll see you next time.